The stage was designed, the outfits were bought, the countdown to opening night was on,
Oh, yeah.
and then a single automated email brought the music to a dead stop. Hollywood and, the whole country music world had a brand new mystery.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
So today we're jumping into a quiet cancellation that accidentally exposed this massive, financial epidemic tearing through the live music industry right now.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, and we have a huge stack of sources to pull from for this deep dive. We're talking reports from Us Weekly, The Blast, Men's Journal, Indulge Express, Peacock Plume.
And Reddit.
Oh, yeah, and a whole lot of very, very angry fans on Reddit. So our mission for this deep dive is to figure out exactly what is going on with Kacey Musgraves and her suddenly axed middle-of-nowhere tour dates.
Because, here's where it gets really interesting, right? This isn't just about one country pop star canceling a few shows.
No, not at all.
It points to a hidden crisis that's basically affecting the entire live music ecosystem. It is a massive structural failure that we are witnessing in real time.
Yeah.
We're seeing a symptom of a systemic illness that honestly spans across all genres right now.
It's hitting everyone, from indie acts all the way to multi-platinum pop stars.
Exactly. So let's lay out the timeline so you have the full picture. Kacey Musgraves was slated to kick off her 8th headlining tour.
Right. This is supporting her 7th studio album, Middle of Nowhere.
Yeah, and it was supposed to start on August 20th, 2026 at the United Center in Chicago. But suddenly, out of literally nowhere, fans in 3 major cities get an automated notification from Ticketmaster.
Just an email. Boom.
Right. We're talking Chicago on August 20th, Boston on August 29th at the TD Garden, and Brooklyn on September 2nd at the Barclays Center.
Oh, just canceled.
Canceled, no explanation, no apology from the artist.
Well,
Just a cold automated email saying, you'll get a refund in 7 to 10 business days.
you can imagine the intense whiplash for the fans who have been planning for this for months. I was looking at the Kacey Musgraves subreddit, and the confusion is it's incredibly palpable.
Oh, I bet.
You've got fans desperately trying to figure out the logistics. One user was asking, quite logically, why the Thursday night show in Chicago was canceled, but the Friday night show at the exact same venue was still happening.
Which is so confusing.
Right. And another user pointed out that they physically couldn't buy tickets for the canceled Thursday show anymore, obviously, but Friday tickets were still up, and suddenly they were significantly more expensive.
Oh, of course they were.
It is absolute chaos for anyone who booked non-refundable hotels or flights to see these specific dates. And, the contrast in how this is being handled compared to her past tours is just jarring.
Oh, it's night and day.
Let's rewind to February 2022. Kacey was on her Starcross tour, and she had to cancel a show in Toronto.
Right, but that was due to severe winter weather. The production trucks physically could not make it safely through the snow to the venue.
Exactly. It was an act of nature. But look at how she handled it back then. She immediately posted this really heartfelt, communicative apology on her Instagram stories.
Yeah, I remember that.
She wrote, I'm extremely sad. I'm so genuinely sorry for any inconveniences and disappointment. It was direct, it was empathetic, and most importantly, it was transparent.
Right, she actually talked to her fans.
But this time, absolute silence from her and her entire team. And to add a little salt to the wound, Indulge Express reported that on the exact same day these cancellations surfaced, Kacey was posting Instagram stories of herself on vacation in Greece.
Wait, really? Greece?
Yeah. Swimming, snorkeling, touring ancient ruins.
Wow. That is a very stark visual contrast to the devastating news landing in her fans' inboxes.
To say the least.
It certainly doesn't project the image of someone sidelined by, a sudden unforeseen illness or a vocal injury that would force a tour cancellation,
Yeah. It's just so bizarre to me. What does it say to you when an artist who built her whole brand on being this notoriously outspoken, hyper-communicative songwriter suddenly opts for total radio silence while, snorkeling in the Mediterranean?
Mm-hmm.
Why alienate the people paying for your lifestyle?
Well, honestly, when an artist goes completely dark during a major cancellation, it almost always means the underlying truth isn't something that plays well on a PR level.
Okay. That makes sense.
Like you said, a snowstorm is an act of God. Fans understand weather. But admitting that the business side of a tour is failing.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
Exactly. That fundamentally breaks the illusion of the untouchable, highly demanded pop star. Crisis management teams know that a long, emotional apology about poor ticket sales will just become its own massive negative headline.
Right, just feeds the beast.
Exactly. Silence, on the other hand, allows Ticketmaster to absorb the blow as this faceless corporate villain. It shifts the narrative completely away from the artist's perceived popularity.
But as fans demanded answers, internet sleuths noticed a glaring pattern linking these three specific canceled dates. And that's not even the wildest part.
No, the pattern they found is really the key to unlocking this whole mystery.
So if you look closely at reports from Indulge Express and Men's Journal, you get this major aha moment.
Oh, yeah.
Those canceled shows in Chicago, Boston, and Brooklyn, they were not part of the original tour announcement back in late April.
They weren't?
No, they were hastily added a full week later. The promoters publicly claimed it was for, quote, overflow demand.
Ah,
But the
okay.
fans on Reddit and the industry analysts at Men's Journal, they identified the real culprit here. They call it blue dot fever.
Oh, blue dot fever. It's such a brilliant term for it.
It really is.
For those who might not know, when you go on Ticketmaster to buy a seat, available tickets show up as little blue dots on the arena map.
Yeah, exactly.
So when a show isn't selling well, you log in and just see this massive, depressing sea of blue dots staring back at you.
Just a completely blue screen.
Yeah. And what's fascinating here is that this is not just an isolated Kacey Musgraves problem.
Mhm.
If we connect this to the bigger picture that Peacock Plume reported on, the entire live music industry is facing a massive financial reckoning right now.
But wait, hold on. Promoters are literal data scientists at this point, right?
Supposedly.
I mean, they have access to Spotify monthly listening metrics, social media engagement rates, and decades of granular ticket histories for every major city. How are they suddenly getting the math this spectacularly wrong?
Because the data they were relying on has fundamentally decoupled from reality.
Really? How so?
Well, for a long time, promoters looked at a massive Spotify listener count and just assumed a reliable percentage of those people would buy a ticket.
Right.
But streaming is incredibly passive. Having a song on a popular background playlist does not equate to a fan who is willing to spend $150 on a ticket, plus $40 for parking, plus, all those Ticketmaster fees.
Oh, the fees alone will bankrupt you.
Yeah, exactly. Additionally, the industry is still kind of chasing the high of post-pandemic revenge spending.
Oh, yeah, when everyone just wanted to get out of the house.
Exactly. In 2022 and 2023, people were so desperate for live entertainment, they would pay literally anything. Promoters built their current models on that anomaly, and they entirely underestimated how inflation has decimated the average fan's disposable income today.
It feels like the music industry is playing a game of high-stakes real estate, buying a 10-bedroom mansion when they really only need a 2-bedroom apartment. Are promoters just blindly flying too close to the sun by booking these massive arenas for mid-tier stars?
That is the exact mathematical reality. I mean, putting on an arena show isn't just a matter of unlocking the doors and turning on the house lights.
Right, there's so much more to it.
The overhead is astronomical, and the Peacock Plume article does a brilliant job of breaking down the financial crush happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Touring in today's economy has become a logistical nightmare with razor-thin margins. You have skyrocketing fuel prices for these massive fleets of semi-trucks required to haul the stage production.
Just moving the stage is a fortune.
Exactly. You have general inflation driving up the cost of travel, hotels, and daily crew wages. And on top of all that, in April, the U.S. government increased visa fees for international artists by 250%.
Wait, 250%?
Yep.
Let's just pause on that for a second, because how does that even happen? How does a fee jump that drastically overnight?
Well, the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, they essentially decided to cover their own operational shortfalls and administrative backlogs by passing the financial burden onto touring musicians.
Are you kidding me?
I wish I was.
Yeah.
They dramatically hiked the fees for the P&O visas that foreign artists actually require to legally perform in the States. So think about this. If you are a 5-piece indie band from the UK with a 5-person crew, your non-refundable visa application cost just went from a few $1,000s to tens of thousands of dollars.
That is insane.
And that is payable whether your visa is approved or denied. It completely destroys the profit margin before you even sell a single T-shirt at the merch stand.
That is a total death sentence for mid-tier or international artists trying to tour the States. I mean, how can they afford that?
They can't. It absolutely is a death sentence. The alt-rock band Helmet, for example, had to completely cancel their 2024 North American tour, explicitly citing significant financial concerns and lower-than-expected ticket sales.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
And it hits the mainstream hip-hop and pop worlds, too. The rapper Sexy Red quietly had tour dates canceled on Ticketmaster after rumors started flying that she had only sold about 37% of her tickets for certain venues.
Ouch, 37%.
Right. Men's Journal explicitly points out that we are seeing pop musicians being booked for venues that are simply too large for their actual demand. They cite artists like Post Malone, Zayn, and Meghan Trainor as recent examples of artists suffering from this exact same blue dot fever.
So the promoters over-leverage.
Exactly. They book an arena instead of a theater, and when the tickets don't move, it becomes a massive financial liability to put the show on.
So if the tickets aren't selling out immediately, the profit margins completely evaporate before the tour even starts.
Exactly.
But it's not just the money driving these sudden cancellations, right? The Peacock Plume piece also highlighted a huge mental and physical health crisis among artists right now.
Yes, and this raises an incredibly important question about the human sustainability of the modern touring model.
For sure.
Artists are reaching a breaking point under the weight of these financial pressures and fan expectations. Chappell Roan, who just had an absolutely massive culture-defining year.
Oh, she's everywhere right now.
Right. Well, she pulled out of the All Things Go festival, specifically to prioritize her mental health, stating things had simply gotten too overwhelming.
Which is totally understandable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Childish Gambino had to cancel the remainder of his tour due to a sudden surgery. Stromae had to cancel his European and Australian legs to prioritize his health recovery. Organizations like Music Minds Matter in the UK are reporting massive, unprecedented spikes in artists seeking clinical help for stress and performance-related anxiety.
It's a lot of pressure, and this creates a really intense cultural divide among the fans.
Definitely.
Like on one side, you have fans who are demanding empathy. They look at these artists and say, these are human beings. Their health comes first. We need to support them taking a step back. But on the other side, you have people who are just not having it at all.
Yeah, the backlash is very real. You can understand the friction. People are spending their hard-earned, increasingly limited money on travel, accommodations, and babysitters.
Yep.
When an artist cancels 15 minutes before doors open, which is what Catfish and the Bottlemen recently did in Dublin, fan empathy runs out incredibly fast.
I mean, 15 minutes, I'd be furious.
Right. And this cultural divide was perfectly captured by DJ John Summit. He went viral on TikTok talking about artists dropping out of major festivals.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yeah. He basically argued that a job is a job, musicians have the best job in the world, and they need to suck it up. He flat out said he has zero empathy for artists who cancel on their fans.
I mean, that is a brutal take, but you can entirely see why frustrated fans who are out hundreds of dollars might agree with him when they feel disrespected.
Exactly.
By the way, if you're loving these deep dives into the hidden machinery of Hollywood and the music industry, make sure you're subscribed right now so you don't miss our upcoming stories. So, bringing this back to our main story, this silence from Kacey's team regarding the canceled dates makes a lot more sense when you look at what else she was dealing with that exact same month. She was already in the middle of a massive PR crisis, meaning her team likely didn't have the bandwidth or the desire to weather a second wave of bad press about poor ticket sales.
The timing of this is incredibly layered, and it perfectly illustrates how carefully an artist's image has to be managed in 2026.
Let's look at the Blast the Radio report. Just a few months prior to this tour drama, Kacey faced immense online backlash regarding her Kacey Lee clothing collection at Walmart.
Right, the denim line.
Yeah, this was a highly publicized collaboration with the denim brand Lee. Initially, it was praised for being affordable and having these really cute Western-inspired designs.
But then the backlash hit.
And it was swift. It was all regarding a lack of inclusive sizing. And, we are just impartially reporting the facts laid out in the source material here. We're not taking sides. But according to the reports we're looking at, the tops in the collection stopped at XXL, and the bottoms were generally only available up to a size 18.
Yeah.
The extended 2X and 3X options were reportedly strictly limited to just the swimwear line.
And just looking at this from a pure crisis management perspective, again, merely reporting the public's reaction, but in today's retail climate, a lack of inclusive sizing will immediately put a celebrity brand under a microscope.
Oh, absolutely.
It creates a widespread narrative of exclusion, which is an incredibly tough PR hurdle to overcome when your brand essentially relies on mass appeal.
But what makes her current career state so jarring is the emotional whiplash of it all. Because right alongside that sizing controversy and right alongside these empty arena seats in Brooklyn and Boston, she is simultaneously experiencing massive, undeniable success.
It's a complete paradox.
Mhm.
It really defies the old logic of how stardom used to work.
Yeah. She just dropped a steamy, highly provocative music video for her new single, Mexico Honey, and the song debuted straight onto the Billboard Hot 100.
Which is huge.
And if you look at the Reddit threads, her limited edition Stanley Cup collaboration launched on July 14th and sold out almost immediately. Like, fans were literally begging for a restock online.
What's fascinating here is how fractured a celebrity's brand can be in the modern era. You can be simultaneously charting on the Billboard Hot 100, selling out trendy lifestyle merchandise in a matter of minutes,
Yeah.
facing intense viral scrutiny for a clothing line, and failing to sell enough tickets to fill an arena in Boston.
It's wild.
Success is no longer a monolith, It's compartmentalized. An artist can be completely culturally relevant on TikTok while completely failing at the box office.
But let's bring this back to you, the listener, the fan, who actually inputs their credit card to buy these tickets. Because the stakes here are very real, and the economic burden is falling squarely on your shoulders.
Exactly.
With the original Chicago opening night on August 20th canceled, the tour's new de facto opening night falls on August 21st.
Which happened to be Kacey's 38th birthday.
Right. So fans who bought tickets to the August 20th show are looking at a situation where they are out hundreds of dollars on non-refundable hotels and flights.
And they can't get that back.
No. They have to wait 7 to 10 business days just to get their actual ticket money back from Ticketmaster. And they are feeling a massive breach of trust, all while watching the artists they love post snorkeling videos from Greece, completely ignoring the fact that they just lost a weekend's worth of wages.
It's incredibly tone-deaf.
We've looked at the empty seats and the PR missteps, but later in this deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking long-term twist this could mean for the future of concerts you buy tickets for.
And honestly, that breach of trust is exactly what the industry should be terrified of right now.
Yeah.
The Peacock Plume piece touches on this beautifully. Social media has completely broken down the traditional barrier between the idolized musician and the fan.
Right. We expect more now.
Fans expect transparency and authenticity. When an artist hides behind a corporate automated Ticketmaster email to cancel a show, rather than speaking directly to the people who literally pay their bills, it severely fractures the parasocial relationship.
It totally does. It makes you feel like just a data point to be optimized, Just a blue dot on a screen, rather than a valued fan who supported them from day one.
Exactly. And if fans feel like they cannot trust the artist to actually show up or to at least be honest about why they aren't showing up, the entire economic model of the live music industry starts to wobble.
Right. The foundation just crumbles.
If the fans stop trusting the process, the whole house of cards comes down.
Which leads us to a really uncomfortable question. If multi-Grammy-winning artists are quietly pulling the plug on major arena shows and letting Ticketmaster do their dirty work, what does this mean for the future of fan trust?
It's a great question.
Are we witnessing the death of the pre-sale? Next time your favorite artist announces a massive tour, you have to ask yourself, is it actually safe to buy that ticket on day one? Or are you better off waiting to see if the blue dots swallow the tour whole before you book your flight?
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.